Welcome to Champlin Park High School. A little bit of rain and a fairly chilly afternoon here for mid-May. Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball on 12 Sports. Centennial and Champlin Park getting set to do battle. I'm Jay Wilcox. Thanks for joining us here for today's game. And Centennial's been a pretty hot club. They've won 7 of their last 9, and they still have an outside chance at the conference title as they come in with 2 league games left today and then Wednesday against Coon Rapids. Right now they're sitting with 3 losses along with a couple of other teams in conference play, and a couple teams up top have just 2 losses, but still a lot to be determined. There's the lineup for Centennial as Levi Falk getting set to step in and lead things off here for the Cougars. Facing Champlin Park right-hander Aaron Klepner. First pitch over for a strike. Falk hitting at 250 this year. And that one's over as well. Hasn't played as much as a lot of their guys, but in there as the leadoff hitter today, so they must like what he can do. As we said, pretty important ball game for them, and he slashes one out to right field, but it's going to hang up and be caught as Tim Munn comes in to make the grab. Falk hitting the ball pretty well to right, but he is out on a line out to the right fielder Munn. Had him played well. Cut over to his right just a couple steps. Now it is Dylan Hagan, the second baseman, stepping in here for Centennial. Dylan hitting at 237 on the year. 9 singles, a double, and triple to his credit. First pitch, fastball inside. Klepner, according to Coach Corey Davis for Champlin Park, is really settled into a groove this year. Not a hard thrower, more of a control guy, but he's certainly getting the job done. Here comes his 1-1 to Hagan, slap to short, going to be a tough chance. Backhanded the throw across, not going to be in time as it pulled him off the bag a little bit there anyway. It'll be an infield hit. Good job to get over to that ball, but not able to get Hagan, who looks like he runs pretty well, so base hit for him. Jordan Ewings will be the batter now for Centennial. He's hitting .382 this year, 6 doubles to his credit, 9 runs batted in, so as you'd expect, number 3 hitter looking like certainly a threat. Looks at a first pitch over for a strike here from Klepner. Breaking ball on that one in the dirt, and Smith does a nice job of smothering it. Doesn't look like Hagan has run much this year, 0 for 1 as a base stealer. And slice back foul and out of play here by Jordan Ewings. See if Centennial might have any ideas of getting runners started. Gonna hang on, and it's smacked to short, could be 2. There's 1, the relay to first in time. Nice 6-4-3 double play started there by Cole Albers at short. And so Ewings hits into a double play, and the Cougars are done in the first. Kind of tailor-made, although the grass is wet, so you have to be, there's no sure things here today, and a nice turn in the middle there too for the Rebels by Zona. So Centennial in the first, no runs, 1 hit. No errors in courtesy of that double play. No one left on base. So after a half inning, we are at 0-0. And the Rebels will get set to come up for the first time here this afternoon. And their lineup will look like this. Noah Booley leading it off, the left fielder. Then it is Munn in right field, Riley Johnson in center. At third base, Brian McGill, and it is the catcher Derek Smith, Eric Pearson, the first baseman. The pitcher Klepner will hit 7th. Designated hitter Casey Carlson hits in the 8th spot, and the shortstop Cole Albers, who started that double play, the number 9 hitter. And the defense for Raleigh Gertson and the Cougars, you got Moore at third base, Falk at short, Hagan at second, and Davey at first. Pearson, Treadle, and Stein in the outfield. Behind the plate is Haugen, and doing the pitching for Centennial is right-hander Kyle Nordby. Good season for him so far, and obviously when you start the week, you kind of, you know, you got 2 important conference games, Champlin Park and then Coon Rapids. Again, as I said, the Cougars, you know, a shot at getting a piece of the conference title if everything fell right. So you obviously are going with the guy that they feel pretty strongly about as a pitcher, and you see what he's done this year. Leads them in innings pitched. And also tied for the team lead in victories with those 3 wins. He's walked 16 and fanned 25 in 27 innings, so opportunity here for him to try and get a win. But Champlin Park, who have been kind of up and down this year, but still definitely a team with talent. Noah Booley stepping in to lead things off here for the Rebels, and we are underway in the bottom half of the first. Noah's had a pretty good year, .449 batting average, 15 singles, 5 doubles, a couple of triples. Slices this one just out of the reach of the second baseman, Hagan, and that will be in the right field for a hit. So Noah Booley leading off the bottom of the first with a solid single here for Champlin Park. Goes out and drives that pitch. Hagan read it well, made a reach, but just couldn't get there. Just out of his reach. So Tim Munn will step in now for Champlin Park. Munn hitting .400. Scored 15 runs, has driven in 9. Guy with some pretty good wheels also. Looks at strike 1. That one's up high and away, so even up at 1-1. Had a little bit of rain falling today, and certainly a fair amount on Sunday, so you know, footing is something you're going to have to be careful with. I would suspect on the base path it should be all right, but on the infield grass, both, you know, staying down on balls and also just watching your footwork is going to be something both teams will have to do. You don't want to play cautious, but you want to take the quick choppy steps to be a little more sure of things. And that one up high to Munn. Rebels dugout talkative here to start the game as they try and get a rally going right away. Had a disappointing loss. They were 1 out away from sealing up a win against Delano on Friday, but ended up losing that. Munn pops it up. Could be a tough one there out on the left field grass, and coming in to make the play is the left fielder Pearson. So Munn flies out. I think a good decision by Pearson, and that if he can get that ball, he should take it, because that was not going to be a real easy one for shortstop Falk going out. So 1 gone, and Riley Johnson, the batter now for Champlin Park. Riley's hitting at .411 with 14 runs batted in. A team high total, has also scored 15 runs. Looks at a pitch just up there, so 1-0 count. Fired over to first, and Booley back in. Runner is going. Here comes the throw down, and not quite in time. Booley looked like he slipped just a little bit getting started there, but able to get that hand in. There you get a look. Definitely got there in the left hand to the corner of the bag. So Booley swipes second. And poked out to right field, and that one is going to drop in for a hit. They're going to send Booley to the plate, and he will score. Champlin Park on the board as Riley Johnson drives in a run here in the bottom of the first. Just reached out and poked that one off the end of the bat and drops it into right field. Pretty good read there by Booley, and also by the third base coach and head coach Corey Davis there to send him in. You know, a play like that, if you hesitate or think it might be caught, you may not score there, but he scores easily. So Brian McGill, the hitter now for Champlin Park. They go up 1-0. And he drives this one out to center field, a long run. They will not get it. Flag down on a couple hops, and in at third is Johnson. In at second with a double is McGill. So the Rebels have come out hitting the ball solidly here to start this first inning. And now runners at second and third and one out. Had him shaded around a little bit toward right field, so Tucker Treadle, the center fielder, just had way too far to go to be able to get that one. And Johnson excited as he checks in at third, and a little conference with the pitcher here, Nordby, as he gets a visit from Blake Haugen. So Derek Smith will check in now for Champlin Park. Smith hitting .404 this season. 7 runs batted in. He's got a great opportunity to knock in either 1 or 2 here. And that pitch sails up high. Back up the middle, gets past the pitcher, and it's going to be into center field. Second runner also coming and will score. McGill and Johnson both score. It is 3-0 Champlin Park. Another look at it here as this one gets past the mound. Takes a bad hop there. I'm going to have to end up calling that a base hit. I'm not too sure they were going to have a play anyway just because of how far Falk had to come, but it definitely took a bad hop as well. So Smith will get an infield single there. And a high chopper by Eric Pearson. They're going to go to second. Nordby gets the force there. Relay to first is in time as they turn the double play. The lead runner there was Alex Backridges, who'd come in as a courtesy runner, and he is cut down as the front half of that double play. So Centennial gets out of the inning in fine fashion on the double play started by the pitcher on a high hop. Boy, I wouldn't have liked the odds that they had a chance to turn this, but they're able to do it. However, it's a good inning for Champlin Park as they get 3 runs in the inning on 4 base hits. No errors and no one left on base. After an inning complete, it's 3-0 Rebels.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back here to Champlin Park High School. The Rebels jumping out early to a 3-0 lead after an inning on Centennial. Again, the Cougars still in the hunt, trying to get a piece of the conference title, and not the start that they had in mind on the road here. Champlin Park hitting the ball well in the first, although Centennial getting a nice double play to get out of trouble. Isaac Moore leading off the top of the second here for Centennial and takes ball one down low. The 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for Centennial, as they did get a base hit in the first inning, but then they too hit into a double play to end their half of the first. There's a strike from Klepner. Moore hitting .327 this year, has 5 doubles, 13 runs batted in. Jumps on that one, but slashes it foul past Coach Gertzen down the third base coaching box. And got him to chase that one. It's in the dirt. Smith comes up throwing and fires down to first base there to Pearson, and they get the strikeout of Moore. That's what getting ahead in the count can do for you. You got Moore up there thinking, I've got to protect, and chased one in the dirt. Good job, good fundamentals there by Smith, stepping way out to the side to give himself an angle to throw to Pearson there. And here is Brian Pearson, the left fielder for Centennial. Different spelling than Eric, but he steps in to hit here with 1 out, nobody on base. Brian Pearson hitting .264, a couple of doubles. Moved him back off the plate there, now 3-0. So Pearson trying to reach base here to get something started for the Cougars. Klepner, not a pitcher who normally is going to walk many. Not really going to strike out a lot either. There's a strike at the knees. And fouls that one back. Might have been ball 4 there. It was up a little bit. Pearson taking a healthy cut at it and fouled it straight back. So the count running full here to the Cougars left fielder. And down low with ball 4 as Pearson able to work out a walk from Klepner here. So a runner aboard with 1 out. Tucker Treadle, the center fielder, will now step in for Centennial. Treadle hitting .245 this year, 4 doubles. He's driven in 6. Squares as if to bunt, pitches in the dirt. Smith does a good job blocking it. And squared again, this one taken for a strike, so 1-1. Champlin Park not really playing bunt all that strong. Third baseman creeping in a little bit. Now popped up foul. There's a lot of foul ground over there, but I don't think they're going to get to that one. Nope, just to the edge of the fence. Long distance to travel there for Noah Booley, the left fielder, and also the shortstop Albers going out. Third baseman as well for a look, but just didn't hold up long enough for them to really have a realistic chance at that one. Klepner again working ahead in the count, which is good in a couple ways. Now you've gotten to 2 strikes, so the possibility of a bunt certainly much less now, I would suspect, that with Treadle having that 2-strike count. And protecting here, slices one foul over the third base dugout. It's our second time seeing Centennial. Saw them beat Park Center a couple weeks back over at Park Center. Tapper back up the middle. Flip to second for 1. Relay to first, though, is wide of the mark. Treadle turning and heading for second. Here comes the throw, and just missed getting him. So they get one out. Treadle safe on a fielder's choice and then advances to second on the throwing error. See, throw wide of Pearson. Boy, they're close play down there at second. Looked like there was a chance they were going to get him, but able to really read the infielder, the shortstop, and slide around him. So Davey is the batter now for Centennial. Logan Davey, their first baseman. Each team kind of got something out of that one. Of course, you get the lead runner if you're Champlin Park, but if you're Centennial, you replace him with the guy at second because of the throwing error. Inside here to Davey, who's hitting .273. 9 runs batted in, 1 home run to his credit. And up the middle, and that one took a bad hop as well and kept in the infield. Davey will be safe. Tough one, but I think we'll have to go E on Albers here. Ball up the middle, and he just didn't stay down with it. The good thing, or the fortunate thing for the Rebels, is that the ball stayed in the infield, though, so they were able to keep that runner from scoring. So now runners at the corners, and Dan Stein will be the hitter. So a couple errors this inning on the Rebels, but try and get out of it right now. That one's over for a strike here to Stein, who's hitting .385. Has 5 hits and 13 at bats. Hasn't had a ton of opportunities, but has done well when he's been up there. Pops this one foul and out of play. Kind of a key at bat already here early in the game. Champlin Park jumped out to a 3-0 lead in their half of the first. Cougars now runners at the corners, but 2 outs. So if Klepner's able to get him here, it'll be kind of no harm, no foul. And there is a called third strike as Stein is caught looking. And the Cougars are done in the second inning. No runs, no hits. Couple of errors committed by Champlin Park and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning here. It's 3-0 Rebels.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back here to Champlin Park High School. Cloudy, cool, little bit of wind and little rain before the game. Right now holding off for the most part. Champlin Park leading Centennial 3-0. Rebels kind of trying to play spoiler here. As I said, Centennial is still in the mix at the top of the conference, and the Rebels have been a little bit up and down, but definitely a capable team, and they have the bottom third of their order coming up in their half of the second after they had a good first inning. Although Nordby, he made a very nice play to get them out of the inning to start a double play. See if he can build on some confidence from that, even though he got hit around a little bit in that first inning. Strike here to Klepner, who obviously can hit a little bit too, as they've got him in the lineup besides being a good pitcher. Hitting .450, although he's had just 20 at bats. Popping this one up. Very high pop-up and read well and caught by Dylan Hagan. Again, the breeze can be a little bit of a factor today, so you don't want to, I think the biggest thing is to not take your eye off a ball, stay with it. Also might be a little bit of a difficult sky to find the ball in, I would think, too. Casey Carlson, the designated hitter, now bats for Champlin Park, swings at the first pitch and fouls it away down the right field line. Carlson hitting .233. He's had 7 hits in 30 at-bats. 2 of those hits were doubles. Hangs up high with that one. Ball on a strike here to Carlson, with Cole Albers waiting on deck here for Champlin Park as they try and build on a 3-0 lead. Cut and a miss. It's actually the last conference game for Champlin Park. They've got Hopkins, and then heading up north to play in the Fargo-Moorhead area on Friday, Saturday. So this is the Northwest Suburban finale for the Rebels. And up high with that fastball. Carlson having a good long at bat here, battling with Nordby. And slashed up the middle, and that will be in for a base hit. Wise play by Treadle to back off and let that one drop instead of trying to maybe make a shoestring catch and have it skip by you. As Carlson, those are the kind of at-bats that, you know, you get that kind of extra attaboy from your coaches and your teammates, because you fight and battle and get it to 3-2, and then you line a single. Cole Albers, the batter now for Champlin Park. First pitch fastball stays way up high. Albers hitting .303 for the Rebels. Did not appear to be showing bunt at first. There is already 1 out, so not necessarily a situation where you'd expect that anyway, but not out of the question with the number 9 hitter up especially. That one's a strike. Cole has 8 runs batted in this year. He's also scored 9 times. Runner is going, and he is bunting, and it's a good one. Going to be a tough play to get him at all. He does get the out at first, though. Nice job by the third baseman, Isaac Moore. Pretty good job of disguising this, too. I really thought off the bat there was a chance he'd make this, but Moore easily gets him at first. His throw was not perfect, but certainly close enough for Logan Davey to make the play on it. So sacrifice is successful for Albers, even though you give him the benefit of the doubt. There may have been bunting almost more for a base hit, but it's he advances him to second. So Noah Booley will hit now with Carlson in scoring position at second. High tight with that fastball. Booley singled his first time through and was a big part of getting that rally started for the Rebels in the first, as they kind of jumped on Nordby to start. And just up high with that one as well. So 2-0 count. Munn waiting on deck here for the Rebels. They don't want to be satisfied with those 3 early runs. Try and put pressure on every inning if possible. There's a strike. I was talking with Coach Davis a little bit before the game for Champlin Park. He said we've just kind of struggled to put it all together. You know, we've pitched well at times, and then we hit well at times, but haven't fielded, and just, you know, been a little bit of a frustrating season. I mean, he recognizes that they've got some good talent, and just kind of been a little hit and miss. Had some late losses at games that they felt they could have won, but that's all part of it too. And I know they're definitely a team that not anybody's going to be over eager to face in the playoffs. Booley walks. First walk given by Norby, so now runners at first and second for Tim Munn. Munn flied out to short left field his first time up. Starts him with a fastball over for a strike. And out to right field. That will be in for a base hit. They're going to send him to the plate. Here's the throw a little bit offline. Carlson will score. And now Munn is going to advance to second on the throw in. So it is 4-0 Champlin Park as Tim Munn delivers an RBI single to right here for the Rebels. And they continue to run the bases aggressively as well. No hesitation in sending Carlson, as it's to the right fielder on one hop. You know, a perfect throw here would be a super interesting play, and they might have had a shot at him, but then electing to hang on to the ball. There's the catcher Haugen as Munn advances to second as well. So Riley Johnson, the hitter now, 4-0 Rebels. Riley drove in a run, as you see, a first inning single, and that one sailing way up high. Haugen coming up out of his crouch in a hurry. There's a strike. Nordby electing to continue to work from the stretch with runners at second and third. You'll see some pitchers go to the windup in this spot, but for the most part, I think guys, you know, if you're comfortable, and let's be honest, to be a good pitcher now, you really have to be comfortable working from the stretch. It is better, obviously, if you can hold that guy at second to not getting such a big jump and such a big lead on you. Johnson swinging a miss. Nordby trying to work out of trouble here. I mean, he's already given up one and gave up 3 in the first, but another hit here would really open it up for the Rebels, and Nordby has different ideas, though, out there, of course. And there's a called third strike. Johnson, don't think quite thought so, but the umpire rings him up. So we've completed 2 innings. The Rebels add a run here in the second. 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and a couple left aboard. After 2 full, it's 4-0 Champlin Park here on 12 Sports.
So I got this new family. And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Top of the 3rd inning here, Centennial will have a 9-1 and 2 hitters coming up against Champlin Park righty Aaron Klepner. He's been staked to a 4-0 lead. The Rebels got 3 in the first and then added 1 in the second. Blake Haugen trying to get things started here for Centennial. And looks at ball 1. He's hitting .233 this year. 7 hits in 30 at bats. Couple of doubles. looks at ball 2 here. There's a strike from Klepner. Cougars have had a few base runners. They had a one-out single in the first, but then hit it into a double play. And second inning, they had a walk and fielder's choice. That's up the middle. Diving stop, but not able to get up and throw him out. So Haugen will have an infield single there. Really quite a good play to get to that ball by Albers. And looked like he might have been shaken up just a little bit in that dive. Also, his sunglasses went flying. Did a really nice job just to get to this one, you see, but he had a rough landing. And I think wisely did not come up throwing there because he was not going to have much chance anyway. Got a runner coming on at first base here for Centennial. That'll be Noah Greensweg to run. Bunt dropped down by Falk. Throw to first, and this ball hit the batter. And it's going to be a foul ball. I believe they're saying that Levi was still in the batter's box. All the Champlin Park bench right away, and fans, I think, were saying it hit him, and this is usually, yeah, it hits the bat actually on the second try. Probably fortunate here for Champlin Park. It did. As you see, he was not going to have time to get him out. But Falk will be back in the box just with a foul ball there since he was still in the box and didn't really look like it hit his body again. It was his bat. Good call by the base umpire there to spot that. It did look like a little double contact there, and correctly so, as we saw on the replay. Falk hit the ball pretty well first time up, but lined it right to the right fielder, Munn. Smith comes up throwing and fires to first and back in. So Greenswig back in. And fouled back into the screen. So 2-2 count. Each team has already turned a double play in this game. Rebels would say this would be a good spot for another. Cougars obviously hoping that's not the case. In the dirt, Smith picks it up. Runner gets a late start, throw down, but it skips through. Very short hop throw there, and trying to dig it out was Albers, but he couldn't. So Greenswig will advance to second here on a wild pitch. Boy, he did not get a real good read, and he seemed a little indecisive. If that's a perfect throw, I think they're going to get him, but we'll score that as a wild pitch. Low throw, and Albers trying to short hop it, couldn't quite do it. Centennial may be fortunate to get him to second, though. Down the right field line, foul and out of play. 3-2 pitch coming here to Falk. And able to lay off that one. Klepner's gotten a couple guys to chase, but not in that case. And so Levi Falk draws a walk. First and second, nobody out here for Centennial. Dylan Hagan, the hitter. As I'm sure they're saying, okay, this is our time. This is our rally inning here to get back in this one. Hagan had a single up the middle his first time up. Infield hit. Down to short. There's one. Relay to first. Is dug out for the double play. Pearson able to come up with that, and the Rebels turn another double play. Lead runner goes to third. Centennial feeling that Pearson didn't hang on to this one cleanly all the way. Wasn't hit all that hard, making it a little bit tougher to turn, but they do it. Here's the throw. Oh, boy, he did not catch that clean at all. Gonna come check with the home plate umpire, and there's a possibility that Centennial will get some satisfaction out of this. Looks like the double play is going to stand. Ouch! They really, Pearson did not have that one at all. My view is a little bit blocked by a pole, and you see it again. He clearly does not catch this ball. Never had it. Yeah, that's they missed that one, no doubt. And here's Jordan Ewings, though, driving it a long way to left field, and that one's going to fall for a hit. A run scores. Ewings digging into second, and he will slide in safely with a double. So maybe takes the sting away just a little bit for the Cougars, although they may be thinking, geez, this inning would have been much bigger. So RBI double for Ewings, scores Greenswig. And now Isaac Moore will be the hitter. It's a 4-1 ball game. Down low for a ball there. Moore struck out his first time up. And slice foul and out of play down the right field line here by Moore. And here's a hard liner. That'll be in for a base hit. Ewings waved around, and the throw is going to be up the line. He is in safely, and into second is Moore. And it's a 4-2 ball game. Centennial finding their hitting stroke against Klepner in this third inning. And the Rebels, for my view here, really making a critical mistake by letting this throw come all the way through and not hitting the cutoff. They really didn't have a very good chance at getting Ewings there, and got to put that ball in a spot and hold Moore, and they weren't able to do it. At least make it look like you might cut it and keep him from going to second. Brian Pearson, the hitter, takes ball one up high. He walked to start the second inning. There's a strike. So Klepner trying to work out of trouble. Now he knows how Nordby has felt in these first couple innings. The hitters have had some pretty good swings against both pitchers here. And that one is down low. 2 balls and a strike. And popped up. And catch made there by Albers, so the Rebels get out of trouble, but not before Centennial gets a couple runs. 2 runs in the inning on 3 base hits. No errors and 1 left aboard. To the bottom of the third we go. It's 4-2 Champlin Park.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Interesting ball game here so far. 4-2 Champlin Park, but the Cougars have gotten right back in it, and quite frankly, a bad call cost them the opportunity for a much bigger inning, but they do end up with 2 in their half of the third. Here's Brian McGill leading it off here for Champlin Park, and a sharp breaking ball from Nordby is over for a strike. McGill doubled in that big first inning for Champlin Park. Skies this one out to center field, and hardly having to move out there is Treadle, so 1 gone here in the third. You know, it's interesting, you see at the beginning of a game, teams scoring runs and getting a lot of base runners, and you know, you have a tendency to think, well, it's going to be a long day for the pitchers, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes guys really settle in, and that's what Nordby's hoping to do right here, and what Klepner's hoping to bounce back after he got hit around a little bit in the top of the third. Derek Smith now the batter here for Champlin Park, and he pops one up. That'll get out of play. Didn't miss our TV truck by all that much there. Good to know we won't be calling the windshield repair guy, at least for now. Smith knocked in a pair with a single in the first. Close one there, misses for Nordby. And a dribbler down to second. Flip to first, plenty of time there. Dylan Hagan doing a good job of making sure on that one. Again, I talked about wet grass could be an issue today, so it isn't. It looks good. We've gotten some nice rain, which has really helped green things up, and the field looks pretty good shape, but obviously there is still a little bit of moisture on it, so the guys have to be cautious. Here's Eric Pearson, the hitter now for Champlin Park. Looks at ball 1 on a breaking ball. Pearson hit into a double play, which was started by the pitcher on a somewhat of a high chopper. It was a nice turn by Centennial. That one's fouled back out of play. That was some solid contact with somebody's vehicle out there. One pitch here to the Rebels' first baseman. Just off the plate, 2-1. And Pearson requesting time. Nordby is a fairly deliberate worker. Obviously, right now nobody on base, but he's worked, you know, somewhat slowly with runners on, not out of the ordinary or anything. Lined out to right field, and that one is going to be in for a hit. Pearson is going to make the turn and dig for second, and he will be in with a double. So Eric Pearson going the other way down the line in right, able to drop that one in for a hit. So the Rebels trying to start a 2-out rally here. You know, didn't crush it, but got enough of this one, and obviously a long run. They had him, you know, Stein was playing pretty much in straightaway right, and Pearson gets to second. Here's Klepner to bat now. And pops this one up. Coming in all the way in is the right fielder Stein to make the catch, and on one pitch Klepner is out, so are the Rebels in the third. No runs, 1 base hit, nowhere is 1 left aboard. We've completed 3 innings here. It is 4-2 Champlin Park.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
go to inning number 4 here at Champlin Park. Tucker Treadle, Logan Davey, Dan Stein, the 6, 7, 8 hitters will come up for Centennial as they try and battle back from this deficit here against Champlin Park. It was 4-0. The Cougars got 2 in the third and trying to continue their groove that they had a little bit against Klepner, but he'll try and turn the tables and bounce back. You see Treadle hit into a force play, and they tried to double him up at first, and the throw was errant. He got to second, so fielder's choice, and takes ball 1. A little bit of light mist falling again here now as we get into this 4th inning, and there's a hard hit ball, but well played, and firing to first to get the out there is Mario Zona. Solid contact, but the Rebels alignment was true here, and Zona able to get over there and make the play. Logan Davey will bat now for Centennial. Reached on an error his first time up. And off the hands back to Klepner, knocks it down and throws to first for the out. And 2 gone here in the 4th. Just got that one softly back up the middle, and Klepner, even though he didn't field it cleanly, it was never going to be an issue with getting the out there as the ball was right near him. So Stein will bat now for Centennial.
Hey, let's go, Will Dan. Stay hot now, kid. Go 1-5.
A little bit low there, ball 1, 1-0. And ball 2. Smith wanting that ball pretty low, keep the target down there, but it was just a bit below that. Hits it right on the knees there, so 2-1. Blake Haugen, the on-deck man here for Centennial, if Stein can reach safely here. And that one's inside, so 3-1 count to the right fielder for Centennial, Stein, who took a called 3rd strike his first time up. And there is ball 4. So Stein working out a 2-out walk here for Centennial. It's the 3rd walk given up here by Klepner, so a little bit more than what he would customarily be dealing out. Obviously for the pitchers, you know, probably not the ideal day, a little bit wet and a little bit cool, but I'm sure they both would tell you, no, I got no excuses. If I walked him, I walked him. Here's Blake Haugen hitting, and there's ball 1 down low. I think Haugen, or excuse me, Klepner and Smith and the Rebels in general kind of conscious on the fact that when Klepner gets the ball up, he got hit around a little bit last inning, so he's been trying to really work the lower part of the zone, and he's been missing low. That one is over for a strike, 1-1. I guess that's, you know, kind of generally true for almost any pitcher, but Klepner not being a particularly hard throw, it's even more true. There's a soft liner right at the shortstop, and Albers makes the catch. Haugen is out, and so are the Cougars here in the 4th. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of 4 here. The Rebels lead at 4-2 on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back here to Champlin Park. The Rebels leading Centennial 4-2 as we go to the bottom half of inning number 4. The 8-9 one-hitters coming up for the Rebels. That'll be Casey Carlson, the DH, to lead it off. Carlson singled and scored his first time up here against Nordby. There's the strike. The one thing I noticed about Nordby as the game has gone, his breaking ball, it seems like he's kind of found it a little bit. It's been really a tighter break and been able to throw it for strikes a little more as the game has gone on. Quickly ahead here, 0-2. And missed with that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Albert's the on-deck man here for Champlin Park. Just misses there, so count now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rebels have hit the ball well today. 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second. They didn't score in the third, but Eric Pearson did double in the middle of the inning. And there's a called third strike as Carlson caught looking to begin the 4th. And Albers will step in. Cole, you see, had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. Looks at a first pitch strike there. Nordby's getting into a nice groove here, it seems, as the game has gone. And like I talked about with Klepner, you know, you might get hit here and there, but how you bounce back, how you respond. And I think both coaches have to be happy with the way their pitchers have said, you know what, I'm still going to pitch my game. I'm going to continue to battle here. And, yeah, there might be a time when I get hit a little bit, but popped up. Missed, starting to come down harder here, and it is caught for out number 2 there as Dylan Hagan makes the grab for the Cougars. Rebels have started to hit the ball in the air more here, which probably not to their liking. Noah Booley stepping in now. He has not been retired yet. The single and a walk. And looks at a strike. Slices that one foul and out of play down the right field line. Sharp breaking ball there, lifted out to center. Treadle took a step or 2 back and then comes in and makes the grab. So a quick 1-2-3 inning work there by Nordby. The Rebels, no runs, no hits, and no one left in the 4th. We've completed 4. It is 4-2 Champlin Park.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
It's so shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Aaron Klepner working with a 2-run lead here for Champlin Park. Centennial will come up in the 5th inning with the top of their order. Falk, Hagen, and Ewings will bat for Centennial. See, Falk lined out to right his first time up and then walked, and that one is going to get right through. Albers at short, and Falk will reach on an error here to begin the 5th. Seemed to take a nice hop for him, but maybe not. And just kind of took his eye off it there. It's been a little bit of an issue for the Rebels. They've had some glove troubles at times this year from what I'm told. So Hagen will step in. Leadoff man aboard here for Centennial. The only inning they've scored in, they got the leadoff guy on. The other 3, they did not. So obviously, you get a leg up when you can get that. And Hagen with an opportunity here. Smith blocking one there. As I mentioned, the rain's picking up a little more. Makes probably just about everything out there a little bit more difficult. A little more difficult to grip the ball if you're the pitcher or a fielder. And for a hitter, you got to kind of concentrate with a little bit of rain falling at your face. Drops down a bunt. Klepner will go to 1. Gets the out there. Sacrifice is successful. Falk down to 2nd. Hagen getting that bunt down. And Jordan Ewings will be the hitter. Another look as he pushes that one right back toward the mound. Rebels right away telling, you know, with the fact that we're in the 5th inning and everything too, you want to gamble even less so, I think, and also with that rain falling. Right play to go to first. Jordan Ewings is the batter. Hit into a double play the first time up, but pounded an RBI double in the 3rd. Looks at a strike here from Klepner. In the dirt, and the runner is going. Smith will throw to 3rd, and not in time. They slid to the back of the bag there. It did not get very far away. Smith smothering that ball. It looked like it might have come up and even glanced off the chest protector, then the mask, but he pounced on it right away. Came up throwing to 3rd, but they didn't quite get him over there. And you see it actually hits Ewings in the foot as well. Yeah, slid to the outside of the bag. Ewings down the left field line and foul ground, and the ball is dropped. And so he will be back in, and that, I mean, you'd like to get the out there if you're the Rebels, yes, but it would have definitely scored a run. So it may not turn out to be that bad of a thing that it wasn't held. As Booley ran that one down, but couldn't squeeze it. I guess it's the thing here. If Ewings gets a hit, then you'll wish you had caught it. But if he doesn't, you say, well, okay, that's not so bad, because Falk was tagging and I think would have scored easily on that play. Outside with that one. Smith chasing Falk back, although there was really nobody in position to take a throw yet, but Falk not going to take any chances with that, and he scrambles back over. 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Smith is going to throw to first for the out, and Falk has to stay as that pitch hit the dirt. Big out recorded there by Klepner as he gets the strikeout on Ewings, and that'll leave it up to Isaac Moore. You see, chase that one down, and here's where it's a little bit of a gamble. You're wanting to make sure that you're aware of that runner at 3rd. So 2 outs now, and Isaac Moore, who had an RBI single in the 3rd for the Cougars. Looks at a fastball up high for ball 1. That one's over for a strike. And that one missing away. 2-1 count here to Moore, the third baseman for Centennial. Chance for them to close within a run, but there are 2 outs, so Klepner trying to get out of the inning with no damage done. Pop foul and out of play.
Come
2-2 offering here to Moore. And again, slices it foul and out of play. Shakes a close one there, and it is 3-2. Well, a good indication here that the umpire's not saying, let's just get through this, I'm going to call anything close. So full count here. And this one is lifted out to right field. Munn tracks it and makes the catch. And so Klepner works out of a little bit of a jam in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error by the Rebels and 1 up left at third base. We go to the bottom half of the 5th, and it's still 4-2 Champlin Park.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Champlin Park maintaining a 2-run lead over Centennial as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here on 12 Sports. Tim Munn, Riley Johnson, Brian McGill, the scheduled hitters for Champlin Park. The 2-3-4 men in their lineup, and Nordby still out there on the hill for Centennial. He worked a 1-2-3 4th inning and also pitched a scoreless 3rd, so he's kind of come on as the game has gone. Got hit pretty good in the 1st inning and a little bit in the 2nd as well, but Munn 1 out of 2 today. Not a downpour, but definitely steadier rain falling now than in this last inning or so, after we'd been relatively dry for the first 3 or 4. Munn reaches out and just gets a piece of that one. And lifting it foul down the left field line, and that one will drop in. Munn still alive at the plate here for Champlin Park. Rebels, right now wondering if 4 runs will be enough, and they would like to tack on another 1 or 2 if possible, but Nordby has been settling in, as I said, pitching well after a little bit of a rough start. 2-2. And that one's in the dirt, so now full to Munn. And the full count pitch from Norby popped up. Might be playable, or will it get out? Nope, going to be out of play. Another 3-2 pitch. Munn knocking it down to second. Throw to first base just in time. Munn thought he had beat it. He's fast and just got him at first. As Dylan Hagan, I think, maybe caught off guard a little bit. Munn was running really hard. Seemed like a routine play. His throw is up a little bit high, and they just get him at first. So Riley Johnson will step in here for Champlin Park. If you're just joining us, I'm sure Cougars fans are saying, boy, they owe us one. They meaning umpires, because the Rebels were credited with a double play that should not have been earlier on a low throw to first that was juggled, but ruled to be an out. And Centennial did end up getting 2 runs in that inning anyway, but boy, you never know what that inning would have looked like without that change. That one short hopping in there. Oops, and then it got away. There's what I'm talking about, wet baseball, and Blake Haugen, you can give him a pass on that one, because there's no doubt, even though he was just given a new ball, that little bit slick. And here's where you know, just watching on TV, you might not realize that some of these, what you'd consider routine plays, may not necessarily be routine anymore with this somewhat light but persistent rain falling here. There's a strike with the breaking ball. Took a close one there. That's a great spot if you're Nordby. And driven out to right field and hit pretty well. A long run. Treadle can't get there. It is in. And Johnson's going to dig around second and head for third, and he will have a triple. Riley Johnson giving that one a ride out to right center field. Long run for both guys. Treadle makes a dive but cannot get it. And then unfortunately for the Cougars, Treadle ended up being in the way of Stein, who had to run around him to get to that ball. And that changed that one from a double to a triple, I think, as if he had been able to just get directly to it, they would have had a pretty strong chance of holding Johnson to 2. So McGill will bat now with the runner at third and 1 out. He had a double his first time up, and boy, anything to get a run in here would be huge for Champlin Park, whether it be a grounder or fly ball or whatever it takes. Cougars do have the infield in. They realize that, you know, this stage of the game, trying to choke off that run is pretty important. High and tight with that one. Can't rule out the possibility of squeeze here either. to short. Runner's coming home. Here's the throw. And he's out. So Johnson running on contact, and well played by the Cougars. Levi Falk with the infield in there. That's a play that, you know, you've got to make if you've got the infield in. They hit it right at him, and they do so. Johnson trying to get that foot in, but Haugen able to make the tag. Derek Smith will be the hitter. Stop play here for a moment, and Corey Davis, the Champlin Park coach, has come over to the visitor dugout here, and I think it might be something weather related that they've got stored over there, that he's not coming over there to mix it up with the Cougars or anything like that. I think it's something to do with perhaps field work coming up here. I'm going to bring it out maybe for the pitcher, Nordby, perhaps, to clear the cleats off, or maybe even the infielders. So runner at first base with 2 outs here for Champlin Park as the Cougars get a clutch play to get the out at home. I mean, you look at it and think it looked relatively routine, but boy, if you don't make that, and you see guys a lot of times rush a play like that. They're so, you know, worried about getting that lead runner at the plate that they won't make the play. But Falk and also the catcher, Haugen, did what they're supposed to do there. They get the out. So Smith will hit. Breaking ball missing for ball 1. Derek Smith 1 for 2 here for Champlin Park. That one's over for a strike at the knees. McGill aboard at first. Haven't seen any indication that they are thinking of running him, but you never know. And fouled straight back. One-two pitch coming here from Nordby. It's a big breaking ball and good block there. McGill thought about it briefly, but Haugen smothered that ball pretty well with his chest protector there, and I think wisely staying put was McGill. Two-two pitch popped up. Going to be playable on the infield, and catch made there at third by Moore. So Smith and the Rebels are done in the 5th inning. No runs, 1 base hit, and 1 left aboard. We have completed 5 innings. It remains 4-2 Champlin Park.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
There's our line score through 5. Champlin Park jumping out to an early 3-0 and then 4-0 lead. Centennial got 2 in the third. And we've had threats for both teams a little bit after that, but no more runs up to this point. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Brian Pearson, Tucker Treadle, and Logan Davey, the scheduled batters for Centennial, the middle part of their order, 5, 6, 7 hitters. Cougars stranded a runner at third base last inning. Champlin Park did the same in their half of the 5th. So Brian Pearson, who walked in the 2nd and popped to short in the 3rd, facing Aaron Klepner. Both pitchers have gone the distance. And he hits this one well out to left field, but it's playable and caught. And Pearson is out to begin inning number 6. Noah Booley got a good read on this one. I actually thought off the bat that this one had a chance to possibly be trouble for him or get over his head, or at least force him to turn and run, but didn't carry very well. Now here's Tucker Treadle, gets it past the pitcher. Throw to first base, not in time, and he beats it out for an infield hit. Boy, once that one got by Klepner, staying back on it a little, maybe too much perhaps, was Zona, but he just couldn't come up with it. You see the ball kicking up a little water as it went through that grass, and Treadle able to beat it out for an infield hit. So Logan Davey will bat now for Centennial. So for 2 here today, did reach on an error. Certainly the ball being slowed down in that, somewhat soggy grass now too. After, I'm not sure if Klepner maybe got a little piece of it or not, but Zona was kind of caught in a tough spot there and not able to get the out. Klepner falling behind in the count here to the Cougars' first baseman, Centennial, trying to see if they can't rally and even this thing up or go ahead here. Runner is going, throw down to second, a one-hop throw is in time. Zona applying the tag as it hopped right at the bag, and Smith guns him down. Yeah, he got him. Zona able to apply that tag. That's a big one for the Rebels. Perfect one-hop throw there from Smith, and that is huge. Now Logan Davey in with a 2-1 count, but nobody on base anymore. Hit hard to third, knocked down, bobbled, and the throw across is still in time. Good recovery made there on a tough ball, and the play made for the Rebels by McGill. So Centennial done in the 6th inning, no runs, 1 hit, and no one left on base. Champlin Park coming up with a couple of plays in the field, including a caught stealing. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 4-2 Rebels.
So I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Bottom of the 6th inning beginning here on 12 Sports. Champlin Park will have the 6, 7, and 8 spots coming up in the order as they try and knock off Centennial and derail the Cougars' hopes of getting into that conference title mix. Nordby on the mound has been solid, especially as the game has gone on, but here's a first pitch hit up the middle. Look at it kick up water as it gets to that outfield grass as Pearson leads off the 6th with a single, his second base hit in a row. And the pitcher Klepner will bat for Champlin Park. I think we might have a pinch runner coming in. And we will. Alex Backridges will run for Pearson. Klepner has popped to second and fly to right, and certainly wouldn't be a surprise to see a bunt in this situation. The Cougars thinking the same thing. A little bit of activity down the left field line, the Rebels bullpen, just in case Klepner needs the assistance. He's squaring early here, takes a ball outside. Good recovery by Haugen to not stumble over himself there, having to shift over to the right hard. Squaring around, pushes it up the first baseline, and the throw to first base. They get Klepner now trying to go to third. The tag applied by the pitcher Norby. It's a good gamble if you make it, but not if you don't. And Backridges, he alertly read that there was nobody covering third, but they were still able to get over there in time. And so not only do they get the batter Klepner on a close play at first, 2-3 on the putout, but then throwing across and getting the out, pitcher covering 3-1. So good defense by the Cougars ultimately there. Backridges thought he saw an opportunity to take third with nobody there at first, but Centennial gets there. So Carlson will hit, nobody on base, 2 outs. Carlson had a single and a strikeout. That's one of those plays where if you're the base runner and you make it, everybody is up congratulating you on being really heads up and gutsy and hustling, and then if you don't, they're just kind of silent out there. Carlson trying to restart the rally here. Nordby, meanwhile, is hoping to set him down and give his team one more chance to get some runs. There's a strike. Nordby delivers, and a called third strike, and Carlson caught looking for the second time today. So an interesting inning that started with a hit, but they get out of it with no damage, no runs, 1 hit, and no one left on base, courtesy of that double play. We've completed 6 innings. Champlin Park 4, Centennial 2. The Cougars, one more opportunity to come back up next.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Centennial, one more opportunity here to try and even this game up or take the lead, as they'll have the 8-9-1 hitters coming up. Aaron Klepner strong on the hill still for Champlin Park. Dan Stein will step in to lead things off here for the Cougars. There's a strike. So Centennial in that 6th inning got a 1-out base runner, but then Treadle was caught stealing. And meanwhile for Champlin Park too, they get the leadoff guy on. They sacrifice him to second, but he tries to gamble and go for third and doesn't make it. So they lose a runner as well. Munn coming in, and Munn squeezes it for out number 1 as Stein flies to right to begin the 7th. And Blake Haugen will be the batter now for Centennial. Had a single and a line out to short. Another look, and Munn, no difficulty finding this one. Comes in, makes the grab. Starts him with a strike. You know, earlier in this game, you might not necessarily have liked the odds that both Nordby and Klepner would complete this game, but they both settled down and got some clutch outs when they needed it. And hit well down the left field line. And it is off the wall. It'll be a double. Blake Haugen hitting one a long way right down the line for the Cougars. Boy, I thought this one might just squeeze it out. See, it's 320 down that left field line, and he hits it on one hop to the fence. And Haugen is going to be run for here by Noah Greenswig for Centennial. So they are not done yet. Runner at second, 1 out, and Levi Falk will step in here for the Cougars. Haugen nearly taking one out, instead winds up with a double. Here with the Rebels, not to say that that base runner doesn't matter, but you know, you're really thinking about keeping the tying run from scoring here. So to a certain extent, you're just worried about getting these outs, and forget about that runner. Even if he scores, you've still got a 1-run margin. Moved him back off the plate with that one. So 2-0. That one is over the plate for a strike. So 2-1 count here to the shortstop for Centennial, Falk. And a little soft liner to second. Zona throws to first. They get the out. Advancing to third is Greenswig, but 1 out left now. Dylan Hagan will be the batter. Just a little flare over the mound and takes a couple of bounces there, and Zona did a little bit better job maybe getting to that one in a hurry. This time it was pretty obvious it was going to get by Klepner. So Hagan steps in for the Cougars. Ooh, and Smith had to reach up for that one. Hagan 1 out of 2 and also a sacrifice. Klepner trying to secure his 5th win of the season, which, you know, their team record isn't all that phenomenal, so for him to go to 5 wins would be pretty good. Taken down low for a ball by Hagan. Coach Davis offering up a couple of dry baseballs to the umpire here after we've had some rain falling. It's come back to be, it stopped for a little bit, but now raining again. Never a downpour, but enough to get everybody a little bit soaked here. taking all the way, and Klepner shoots a strike over the heart of the plate. 2-1 count now to Hagen. Cougars down to their last out, but still hoping for a rally. And hit hard, and that one is going to get into left field. Base hit and a run scores. It looked like just might have hit the tip of the glove over there at third for McGill. And Hagen scorching one there. And Ewings will bat now for Centennial. And see if we're going to have a pitching change, perhaps. Looks like we are. Klepner is going to be replaced, and it looks like the right fielder, Munn, is going to come in and be the pitcher. Well, maybe not. I shouldn't jump to that conclusion here. He's coming in. They're going to be switching things around anyway. Klepner does go to the outfield, and we'll see if it is Munn who is going to be called on in relief, or if it's one of the other guys. Anyway, it's obviously somebody who's out there already. Yep, Munn is going to be the guy to try and save this one for Champlin Park. Still life for the Cougars here as they have scored to pull within 1 run. And a runner at first, 2 outs. Jordan Ewings, a pretty good hitter, gonna step in anyway to face Tim Munn. Definitely a well hit ball at third, but probably one that you're hoping might have been caught. It was hard enough hit that he couldn't move much, but it looked like it hit the tip of the glove over there at McGill. Rain picking up again a little bit here too. Munn kind of facing a tough enough situation as it is, but he has to come in throwing a baseball that rapidly go from dry to not so dry. Centennial had a base runner thrown out trying to steal in the 6th inning, which may lessen their appetite for trying to run here. Umpire coming in, and I think Munn may have had something, a wristband of some sort. They're asking him to pull that long sleeve gray over the top of it, make sure there's no white showing anywhere. So Ewings will step in. Munn has a sharp breaking ball. And first pitch, low and in, ball 1. Cougars bench getting lively here as they've got a chance to tie it up. That one's over for a strike, 1-1. Munn to the plate, it's low, and Smith does a nice job pulling that one right out of the dirt. So 2 balls and a strike. And turns on that one and drives it foul past the Cougars dugout. So now 2-2. Ewings and Munn in a good battle here as Munn tries to save it for the starter Klepner. Just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. 2-2 pitch, and he fouls another one away. Cougars did not start the runner, Hagen, here. Not wanting to risk losing another one on the bases. Munn's 2-2 offering again. And hit out to right field and hit very well. And that one is gone, a home run. Ewings puts the Cougars in front for the first time today as he yanks one out down the right field line. Impressive shot. They were down to their final strike. And Ewings gets a hero's welcome at home plate as he rocks this one out. Klepner back for a look, but it is out of reach. And so Centennial now takes a 5-4 lead. Isaac Moore will be the hitter now for the Cougars. A little defensive conference here for Champlin Park. I think more than anything, the guy's telling Munn, all right, shake that off, get this last out, and we'll come and hit. Moore 1 for 3, and now Munn, of course, can work from the windup and showing some pretty good velocity there. And there's that sharp breaking ball, 0-2. And there's a hard hit ball knocked down, but it'll be a hit. As Moore singling. Albers reaching for it and just able to get a glove to knock it down and keep it somewhat in the infield, but base hit here. And so Brian Pearson will bat as the Cougars have gotten to Munn a little bit, giving up that home run. Pitch up and out of the zone. Smith throws down to first, but back in safely is Moore. Oof, high and tight with that one. Well, unfortunately for Champlin Park, this has kind of been a recurring theme a little bit, to have some late leads and let them get away. They're hoping that there's still life in the bottom of the inning as they've fallen behind 5-4 here, but do have another at bat, obviously, as the home team here. 3-0 is right over the plate. 3-1 now to Pearson. Treadle waiting on deck as Centennial wouldn't mind adding another run or two here once they've gone ahead. And strike two. Runner is going. It is ball 4 anyway. And so Pearson will draw the walk. And we might be seeing another pitching change, it looks like, here for Champlin Park, as Munn didn't have a lot of success coming in and going to make another switch here. Munn will get his outfield glove back. And we'll take a quick break here as the new pitcher warms up here. Centennial has gone ahead 5-4. New pitcher for Champlin Park in just a moment.
You watch Channel 12 at home, why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Riley Johnson's going to come in to pitch here for Champlin Park and try and put out the fire here as the Cougars have gone in front 5-4. They've got runners at first and second, 2 outs, and Tucker Treadle will be the hitter. So Johnson, the third pitcher of this inning for Champlin Park, as Munn came in relief of Klepner, but was unable to get out of trouble. Munn's going to move over now to center field, and Klepner stays in right, and Johnson to the mound, obviously, here. Treadle is 1 for 3 today. Fastball over for a strike here from Johnson.
Hey, get a jump, Ike. Here we go.
And down and in with that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Centennial's got, as we said, 1 more conference game coming up with Coon Rapids, and depending on how things fall elsewhere, they could very much be in the mix for at least a portion of the conference title.
Hey, go with it now. Your alley's left center, Cruz. Here we go.
I think they're going to remember this rally either way. I mean, no matter what happens here, obviously they want to secure the victory, but a big comeback. They were down to their final strike. They trailed throughout the game, and it was 4-2 for a very long time until the 7th inning.
Don't try to do too much now. Bat on the ball.
2-2 here from Johnson. Popped up, but it's going to get out of play. Another 2-2 pitch here from Johnson. Breaking ball right back to Riley, and he will flip to first for the out. And the Cougars are done in the 7th, but it's a great 7th inning for the visitors. Centennial 3 runs on 3 hits, including the 2-run go-ahead homer by Jordan Ewings. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It is 5-4 Centennial.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Tables have turned here. Centennial has taken the lead for the first time in the top of the 7th. Now it's Champlin Park's turn to try and put together a rally as they will have the 9, 1, and 2 spots coming up. Nordby back out on the mound. The one downside, I guess, for Centennial is that was a pretty long inning, and it's not that warm a day, so he's going to have to get, re-warmed himself out there, but definitely working with the lead now for the first time. Going to pump him up. Nordby shoots a strike in there to Cole Albers, the Rebels shortstop and number 9 hitter. He is 0 for 1 along with a sacrifice today, trying to get things started here in the bottom of 7. Shoots over another strike. Well, you got to give, regardless of how this one turns out in the 7th, you got to give Nordby a lot of credit for, the first inning was a rocky one. He got hit pretty hard. He gave up 3 runs right away, and then he gave up another in the 2nd, but then has shut the door since. And, a lot of credit goes to him and also to Kleppner. He pitched well for Champlin Park, certainly, too. That one got away from him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To third, juggled just a little bit, but the throw across is dug out. Nice play all around there. Again, the field conditions wet enough that this is no sure thing, but the out made. See a good scoop there at first base by Davey after the throw was a little bit low from Moore. So Noah Booley will hit now for Champlin Park. It's 1 for 2 with a walk. Fastball missing high and away. Not so sure Nordby isn't throwing as hard now or harder than he has at any point in the game. Well, you could kind of tell that lead energized him. That one's over for a strike, 1-1. The 2-1 pitch, and now make it 3-1 as Nordby struggling to throw a strike here to Booley. Trying to get a rally going here with a 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. And this one is stung down the left field line. It is fair. Booley will be into second base and hang on there with a double. Champlin Park showing they are not done yet as Booley strokes one right down the line and left. Didn't hit it quite as far as the Centennial hit, but able to check in at second with a double, and Tim Munn will be the batter now for Champlin Park. Big here for the Rebels too, not only to get that runner to second, but get him there with only 1 out. So they've got a couple of opportunities to bring him around. Ooh, and that one's sailing way up high. Haugen up out of his crouch, make the play. Funny how the twists and turns, how the pressure can kind of flip from one team to the other just like that. I mean, Champlin Park was the team in command till the top of the 7th, and all of a sudden they weren't anymore, and it looked like Norby might just work a strong 7th, but now he's running into a little bit of difficulty, and he was a little bit frustrated with something. I'm not sure. He started to have Haugen come out there, and then he told him he didn't need to. I think the ball is giving him trouble, and not hard to see why today with the rain that we've had. He just losing the grip on that one and not close to the strike zone. Has to be difficult, as I said, for not only the pitchers but fielders. You pick that ball up out of the wet grass, it can't help but be pretty soaked by that point. And that one is high and away again, 3-0. Ball 4, Munn is aboard. Timeout taken here by Centennial. Not sure if they'll consider taking Nordby out right here or just want to settle him down, but runners at first and second, 1 out. They're clinging to a 5-4 lead. And they are going to remove Nordby here, and a new pitcher will come in for Centennial as Keaton Kuzel will get the call here for the Cougars to try and save it. Munn came in this similar spot in the top of the 7th and didn't fare well. Champlin Park hoping for the same in the bottom half of inning number 7. Yes. We'll take a quick timeout here, and Champlin Park will try and continue their rally here in the bottom of the 7th in just a moment here on 12 Sports.
Family. And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Riley Johnson, the hitter here for Champlin Park. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 7th. And first pitch over for a strike. So Kuzel trying to come in and shut it down here for Centennial. Hit a long way. It's going foul, but went over the fence, but foul by about 10 feet. So Johnson, who had a triple his last time up to right center, turned on that one and drove it a long way, but clearly foul. There wasn't much doubt that it was going to be foul. Still has to kind of put a lump in your throat a little bit if you're the pitcher, though, in this spot. Somebody hitting them that far off you. Up and out of the strike zone there. And might have helped him there on a pitch up and out of the zone. A fly to left. Catch made for out number 2. I think that pitch was going to be a ball, but he couldn't lay off and got underneath it, drives it to left, so that'll leave it up to Brian McGill. Another look, kind of tomahawked that one. So McGill, who doubled in the first inning, that was a 3-run first. Opportunity here to tie the ball game or put him ahead. First pitch is a strike, and McGill didn't think so, nor did the fans on the Rebels side there. And a swing and a miss. Ball, no, going to be a foul ball, looks like. As Booley was alertly going to try and move up a base, but got a little piece of that one. Well, Centennial was down to their last strike in the top of the 7th, but it didn't phase them, and they came back to take the lead. Champlin Park hoping for the same here. Brian McGill behind 0-2. Really close one there. Takes it for a ball. Keaton wanted that one. He hit the target, but it was set up just a touch off the plate. I would advise, though, not to take that same one again if you're McGill, because I don't think you'll get the benefit of the doubt twice in a row. And a little pop-up on the infield. Looks playable. Oh, and it's dropped. And everyone's going to be safe. Having to come in on the ball there strong was the first baseman, Davey, but he's unable to squeeze it. It's an E3, and the bases are loaded up here for the Rebels, and Derek Smith will hit. That last out can be the hardest one to get. Just ask Champlin Park from the top of this inning. So Derek Smith will step in here for Champlin Park. 1 out of 3 today. Obviously frustrating one for Centennial, but they've got to shake that one off. Now, not only do you have the tying run to third, you have the potential winning run at second. So they could not only just get tied up, they could see the Rebels win it here if he's able to deliver a clean hit to the outfield. First pitch over for a strike. And popped up. This one might be playable. Haugen back. Makes the catch, and foul ground hangs onto this one, and the Cougars get the victory. What a ball game today, and Haugen getting some congratulations as he pulls his team out of this one with a nice foul ball catch. Ewing's hitting the big 2-run homer to give Centennial the lead in the top of the 7th, and for Champlin Park, a heartbreaker. They had a lead for much of the game. They've had that happen a few times of late, and they see Centennial pull one out. So the Cougars win this one in the rain, 5-4 over Champlin Park. Hope you enjoyed today's ball game, and hats off to our crew for braving the elements out here as well. Again, your final, Centennial 5, Champlin Park 4. For all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Champlin Park.